They said it couldn't be done. I said it couldn't be done, but I did it, which means I guess I lied. And kids, don't ever forget, if someone lies, then you don't have to do it. Nevertheless, today I am sharing with you my Campfire rendition of Soundgarden's Burden in My Hand. This was the monthly Patreon upvoted video, so this bell goes out to all the Patreon folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. And if you would like to become a Patreon folks, the link is in the description. Put yawn capo on yawn 3rd fret, but don't yawn in class, and play a regular A chord. Then we're going to switch that A chord to an A7. So however you do it, the G string is going open. I like middle finger on D2, ring finger on B2. My pinky finger fits down here better for what we're going to do on the baby E string. Followed by a G chord, but we're going to play it like this. It's actually a G major 7 chord. Middle finger goes on E3. Ring finger goes on B3. You're going to mute your A string with your middle finger, and we need your pointer finger to go on the E string 2nd fret. Until it comes off, of course. And then we're back to our regular A chord, and this time the B string is going from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret. A, A7, G major 7, regular A. One more time. For the pre-chorus, this is awesome. On the low E string, you're going to go open, 5-3, open, using just one pluck. So open, 5, hammer on, 3, pull off, open, pull off. It's on a very different rhythm, right? And then we're going to a C chord, and then a D chord. Then pluck your low E string open as you slide into an E suspended 4 chord. That's A2, D2, and G2 before it falls down to regular E with your pointer finger on the 1st fret. So, again, almost a 3rd time. When we get to the D chord, the guitar in the song switches to another D chord, and we're in standard tuning, so we're kind of limited here, but just for the sake of switching to some other D chord, I'm going to switch to the better man chord, D with an F sharp in the bass. That's E2, G2, and B3. Before we go up to the 5th fret, relative the capo, actual 8th fret as a little A shape here. And the B string's going up 2 frets. I've totally lost my rhythm. Here's what we got so far. C, D, E. Do it again. Almost a 3rd time. But when we get to D, another D, up to the 5th fret relative the capo. B string goes up 2 frets. Back to D, any D now. Back up here. Back to D. To regular A. Before we move up to the 5th fret is the same A shape, but we're going to start with the B string up 2 frets higher now, and let that fall, and that's when Matt Cameron goes, duh. So here's the whole thing. The chorus is where you really get to wail A. On the studio recording, if you listen to the first 2 chords of the chorus, they have one note in common. It's this note. It's E in the real world, C sharp relative our capo, but it's at this octave. Na 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 na. Listen for it. We can do that down here, just in a lower octave. Our C sharp note on our A chord can go into our G chord, which is the 2nd chord. We're going to just have E2 with your middle finger, and E3 with your middle finger, and B2 with your pointer finger. And there it is, got A, special G. Now, if you dare, reach your pinky up to the 5th fret of the B string and let it fall down to the 3rd fret for that banana pudding. And then we're going to play F and C. Here's the hard part, G. G, and then we need a D sharp chord. Unfortunately, we're going to play a D sharp power chord, but we're going to do it down here. So D string 1st fret, G string 3rd fret, B string 4th fret. And then we need to get to a D chord. This is a finger twister. You could try to get to the better man chord. You could play regular D, that's easier, but I don't like that high-pitched F sharp, relative to the capo, of course, in that D shape. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to lose my pointer finger, move ring and pinky down, and my thumb's going to reach up for the E string 2nd fret. I guess I also lied about not being a thumb guy. Now, you definitely don't have to do it. The rhythm of that section. Some time to get that thumb there, or you can just mute the E string with your thumb, and at least you've got all this D stuff in that D chord. Here's our chorus. A, special G, banana pudding, F, C, here it comes, G, D sharp, D. One more time. A, special G, banana pudding, just leaves us with the bridge. Grab yourself a baby F shape, and the B string is going to go 1, 3, 4, followed by an A chord, but the D string is going to go 2, 4 as you slide into an A7 chord. I like that fingering. You're going to have just one finger, you know, if you like to. Ring finger on D4, and then pointer and middle finger for your A7. That makes it flow the best, although nothing about this is ideal. There we go. Then we're going up to this thing up here, where the B string goes up 2 frets, and this is kind of weird. We want A1, D1, G3. Let's just try to hear those 3 strings for the first strum. So maybe, you know, bar A and D with your pointer finger and leave it kind of flopping over that B string. Then bar it down so we hear the B string 1st fret, and then we want B string 2nd fret with your middle finger. So far we have F, the A1, followed by the up here one, and then this weird D sharpish one, back to the A1, and then we need a C, and the G string is going to go open to open, and then we do our into the chorus. And that's it. Thank you so much, Patreon folks, for the song idea that I never would have tackled had you not forced my hand. Thank you all for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.